Hi guys, welcome back. So we're going to start now looking at the guitars, and you can see we've got multiple takes, just like we did in the vocals. So we've got center, left and right, so that's really great for thickening out the sound, as mentioned before. In this lesson, I want to show you what to do if you've only got one guitar track. It's all very well having 3 guitar tracks, all triple tracked to make the sound really, really wide and full and lovely. But what if you've only been sent one track or you've only recorded one track? Well, there's a few things you can do, there's a few tricks. So this is how it would sound like if you didn't do anything to it. So it's fine, but it's a single track and it's down the center. So the first thing you can do is add a widener plugin. They're not fantastic, but they're okay. So your DAW will probably have one as standard. In Cubase it's under Spatial and Panner and it's called Stereo Enhancer. But let's have a look at a free one. This was off Plugin Boutique again under free and it's called Widen and it's quite good. So you just pull this middle button up and you can go as wide as you like. So let's just have a little look at it. So that's mono. So I would say that's getting a little bit wider, but you can also hear some phasing issues going on. So the next thing you can try is having a stereo delay on one side. I'll show you how to do that. Again, you can't do it on a mono track, so you'd have to send this off to a group. I've already got a group set up here called Guitar Wide. So I would need to send this track here to that group. So all I've got to do is go to the mixer and send out, not to stereo out, but to the Guitar Wide group. So now this is going through the Guitar Wide group, which is a stereo track. And what you do is you stick a stereo delay plugin on there. You turn off the left side, so you put the mix down to completely dry. And on the right side, you put the mix to 100% and roughly about 20 milliseconds. So take it off sync and type in 20 milliseconds thereabouts. And this is what you end up with. You have a much wider signal. I'll do a before and after. So this is with and without. Dead down the center. Much, much wider. So that's just delaying the right side by 20 milliseconds. There's another way to do this. Just bypass that for the moment. This is called the Haas effect, by the way, and if you delay something by 20 milliseconds or round about between 10 and 30 milliseconds, you're fooling the brain into thinking there's a wider signal there. If you go any more than 30 milliseconds, but 40, 50, the brain starts detecting it as 2 separate sources. So if you Google Haas effect, if you want to know more about that, H-A-A-S, this technique is also going to do the same thing. Let me just take this out of the group again. So what we're going to do this time is duplicate the track, solo both of them, put this one left and this one right, but you'll notice it's still down the middle at the moment. So what we need to do is use the Haas effect and delay the right side or the left side by 20 milliseconds or so. So I'm going to type in 20 in my delay box up here. And now let's have a listen. There you go. 0, 20. So that's a good little trick if you've only got one track. So far you've got a widener plugin, which is probably the worst idea in my opinion. Then you've got stereo delay on one side, which is good, that works. You've got the Haas effect, again, duplicating the track, it pretty much has exactly the same effect, but using the plugin enables you to not have to duplicate the track, so therefore you've got less space taken up in your CPU and also on screen. There's one more trick you can do as well, and that is also with the duplicated track. Rather than delay it, you can just EQ it a little bit differently. So let's say you have EQ the high mids, and let's just say for quickness, We'll EQ the low mids. Whoops, got that wrong. So this way round here. So we'll just do opposite EQ on each side, just as a rough test. See, as I boosted that top end, you could hear it getting stronger on the right. So you've got to get these exactly the same. It's now a bit left heavy. But we've got some kind of stereo separation happening there. You probably want to do a little bit of delay as well on top of that. So a combination of the EQ and delay is probably the best. So there you go, you've turned a mono signal down the middle to a much wider and full track. And this obviously works on vocals as well, or saxophone, or whatever, any audio is going to work on, so feel free to use that. The best way is obviously have it triple tracked or double tracked in the first place. That generally brings up the best results. Okay guys, hope that was useful for you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.